Right, let's expand on this conversation. We're joined now by Dr. Charles Sinkala, who's an international relations consultant. A very good evening to you, Dr. Sinkala. Thank you for your time. President Ramaphosa has underscored the importance of the collaboration and mutual understanding between South Africa and Nigeria. How pivotal is the partnership to the progress of the African continent?
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for having me this evening once again. It is very important that South Africa has consistently kept to its promise in terms of foreign policy. And I think we are aware that Nigeria and South Africa are the two largest economies in Africa, with South Africa slightly larger than the former. But, quite a lot of cooperation between the two countries in terms of increased economic growth and development across Africa. It is very important as well to note that the biggest companies from South Africa, which is the MTN, and as well as ShopRite and other companies, they've got interest there in Nigeria. So is the dependence between the two countries. And as well, I think President Cyril Ramaphosa, in his first meeting with the Nigerian counterpart, he also took that opportunity because of President Tinubu. Bola is also the chair for the Western Bloc.
Ramaphosa spoke a great deal about connecting economically with Nigeria being highly essential, saying that both nations hold significant positions on the continent, like you made mention of. We know, of course, Nigeria's economy, which was once Africa's biggest, has slipped a little bit to fourth place, and Egypt, which held the top position last year, is now projected to fall to second behind South Africa after a series of currency de-evaluations. What kind of economic collaboration is needed here to ensure that this partnership is beneficial?
What is important to understand is because some of the challenges that are faced in Nigeria can be opportunities for South Africa. Hence, the bilateral relationships might just solve and sort out their challenges. The expansion of unemployment issues in Nigeria may well be sorted by having South African companies to extend their operations within that region. But of course, this has been faced with a lot of challenges in terms of regulatory hurdles, in terms of operating within the competition of the market of Nigeria, and as well as the outside international companies who would like to tap in the 230 million population in Nigeria.
We know that in the next few days, right after announcing his new cabinet, President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to formally now set out the policies aimed at rescuing South Africa's own failing economy. What, in your mind, do you think some of the considerations will need to be to speaking around policy, to getting the state's finances back on track so that, this relationship can be beneficial?
I think the first thing would be to restore the confidence, and I think the creation of the government of national unity in South Africa has brought in especially the most critical political party, the DA, who has been very critical and disturbing each and every effort that President Cyril Ramaphosa might have attempted to do to change the economic activities of South Africa, to bring them together, to closer to them. One might not also mention the norm that says you must bring your enemies closer to learn from them. And I think that just working together in terms of the government of national unity creates a confidence. In terms of policy, yes, it has been said, and I also have the same view that both parties in the government of national unity must compromise their policies to suit the current predicament, to build on the economy of South Africa. I can also reiterate the leader of the DS, Steenhuisen, who mentioned that in front of the T-shirt they must wear the South African flag, and at the back of their T-shirt there must be their party flag. I think this is, now the reshaping of democracy in South Africa.
With the many opportunities that exist, that could potentially come out of such a partnership, what do you foresee to be some of the biggest challenges?
I think the biggest challenges now is to realign. You can see that the ANC, they were, trying to explore Section 25 of the Constitution, the expropriation of land without compensation, which the other counterpart or the other party, the DA, were totally against that, so there must be some compromise. In fact, digging down in terms of their ideologies in order to align. It won't be an easy ride. We need some tolerance, in the execution of the government of national unity. Decisions might be a challenge in terms of what ANC will view that it will be better for them to uplift the lives of all South Africans based on the apartheid period, whereas the DA as well will pursue an inclusive economy in terms of building. But I think President Cyril Ramaphosa now he has the very simple job, to stay back and let the decision makers make the decision in the benefit of South Africans, and he can come in there and adjudicate what is best. Not forgetting that the opposition now not only weakened, but it has been shaken in the sense that there won't be any disturbances than in the past.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Let's perhaps leave it there for now. Dr. Charles Sinkala, who's the International Relations Consultant, speaking to us there about some of the significance that comes out of President Cyril Ramaphosa meeting his Nigerian counterpart, Bola Tinubu, discussing some pivotal issues, more so around the economy and the impact that the two parties can have on the continent of Africa.